All right, happy Sunday, guys. Today, I've got a 3-round workout. It's 30 dumbbell snatches, then 30 V-sits. This is a nice style workout. You can do it at home. Again, you don't need a dumbbell. If you have just like anything like a soup can, you guys can use that for your dumbbell snatches. And then V-sits, you don't need any equipment for. This one is a nice muscle endurance challenger and really working on your aerobic engine as well at the same time. Dumbbell snatches are probably going to be the one where you want to keep moving the entire time. The V-sits are probably where you're going to get a little tired later on, but really try to stick with it. So I challenge you, see if you can think about your sets beforehand and stick to them all the way throughout. Kind of plan it out in your head, factor in that fatigue. So maybe first round you're going 15, 8, and 7, and then you want to stick to that all the way through. Try and stick to your rep schemes that you say you're going to do in the beginning and try to follow that all the way throughout the 3 rounds. This one I would say you want to finish around maybe about between 4 to 5 minutes at most. So you're looking at about a 15-minute workout. Again, good way to just start your Sunday there, guys. So definitely get after this one. And then the afterburner is a little bit of active recovery. It's called an animal flow. So this is a great way to kind of get your body moving without any load, as much weightlifting or anything involved. All you need is your body. And you're going through different kind of positions. They're kind of mimicking animal positions. It's similar to yoga, but it's more of like a different style of it, where you're actively moving through these new ranges of motion that you wouldn't typically do in like a CrossFit workout. So definitely check it out. There's a link below to one flow that I posted there, and there's lots of them online. I suggest you guys check them out. I think On It does a lot of them as well, so you can check out their channel there, and definitely get after it. Even if it's for a couple minutes, just check them out, try different movements, see how it feels. You might feel a good stretch, and you might feel really good after that, after finishing it, if you've never done it before. Overall, hope you guys enjoy this nice quick workout and the afterburner. We'll see you next for the warm-up video.
Okay, for the warm-up, we're gonna start off with such a great drill here. In your hollow position, doing 5 hip circles. Now, to get into your hollow position, you can start by lowering one vertebrae down on the ground at a time, starting with your lumbar, so your low back, so push your belly button to the floor, then laying down slowly and controlled until you get to mid-back or your shoulder blade area. From there, you can raise your heels. If that's too tough to get into it, another way to get into it is keep your heels up, tuck your chin, roll your chest towards your thighs to round your upper back. If that's hard, you can support yourself with your hand by grabbing your calves behind your knees or your thighs. When you find where your hands you want to keep them, from there you can challenge yourself a little bit further by lowering your heels. Okay, when you find that position that is controlled, activating, contracting your core muscles, and is challenging you, stay there. From there, you're going to add a hip circle. So you're going to go hip circle for 5, looking at how smooth and controlled that circle is. Okay, then you're going to switch sides. Maybe you want to challenge yourself a little more. You're going to do a nice small circle on both sides. Again, going for 5 on both sides. That's such a great movement because, yes, you're activating your core. You got to stay in control of it. You got to breathe. But that hip circle starts helping you activate the front side as well. So your hip flexors, your psoas, which is it's a muscle that is underdeveloped or we're not aware of how to activate it. That's a great way. That muscle will help you lift up your thighs, avoid clean up your mechanics, whether you're running, guys, or avoid dropping your chest too much in the squat, or when you're jumping, let's say, onto a box, avoid landing with your chest forward too much, which will keep your stance and your stride or your landing positions a lot lighter on your feet. Okay, so such a great warm-up drill, guys, to do. You're doing, again, 5 on both sides. When you're done that, then single-legged, heels off the ground, single-legged glute bridges. So hip up, back down. Hip up, back down. Try not to swing the leg up. Just raise your hips, squeeze your bum, back down. Again, going for 15 on both sides. We're doing all that just once. Once you are done that, whether it be dumbbells, kettlebells, a barbell, PVC pipe, even bands, we're gonna go into the next part of your warm-up, which is 2 rounds. You're gonna go into your Pendlay Row. So I'm gonna use dumbbells here. Pendlay Row, you're hinging at the hips, so stick your bum back, soften the knees, try to keep your shins vertical, perpendicular to the floor. Drop your chest if you can, without rounding your back, okay, as low as you can. From there, you're gonna retract your shoulder blades, roll it up. If you're using a barbell, try to touch the plates. If you have finger plates, to the floor. If you're using dumbbells, depending on the size of the dumbbell, you might touch the ground. Mine a little bit small, so I'm not gonna worry about that. I'm gonna row, then I'm gonna extend my arms. I'm gonna row, extend my arms. As I'm doing that, I'm activating my hamstrings, I'm keeping my core tight. I'm focused on that shoulder blade movement, but my entire body has to stay under tension to keep my back flat. You're going for 15 of those. Once you're done the 15, then you're going into a sumo stance. Sumo stance, Romanian deadlift. So, widen your stance, hinge at your hips, soft knees, touch that object. Maybe it's the plate, maybe it's a dumbbell, to the floor, maybe it's a kettlebell, okay? If you're rowing it, or with band, sorry, if you're doing it with the band, you would have the band, same thing, don't touch the floor with your arms, okay? From the side, and wide stance, hinge at the hips, touch your object to the floor. As you come up, try to push the floor away to help you activate your rowing. You're doing that 10 for 10 repetitions, then you're repeating the rows one more time for 15, finishing off with the 10 deadlifts in that sumo stance again, guys. Have a great warm-up and enjoy your workout. Starting with the alternating snatch. I got a dumbbell here, guys. So, depending what you have at home, your starting position might be slightly different, okay? So, what I'm getting at is if I have a smaller object, I might have to squat down to reach it versus leaning forward and rounding my back. That is usually your go-to, more natural, kind of lean forward, reach for it. But then that changes your spine position, does not keep it in neutral position. So try to get in the habit of hinging with the hips, okay, squatting down if your object is a little bit smaller, okay? To avoid using your back or compromising your back position, use those legs. Just like any lift here that we would use with a barbell, you would deadlift it from the floor. From there, you guys, you're gonna drive your hips, heels into the floor. As you drive your elbow slightly back, then quickly turn it around and punch it to the ceiling, okay? Avoid that two-step because it's not a clean and press, it's a snatch, okay? So one fluid, continuous movement all the way overhead.
The final move is the V-sit. Remember, guys, you can challenge yourselves with a weight between the heel, or you can do a toe to bar if you have a pull-up bar at home. So for the V-sit, first progression, you can just do a sit-up. So you can get an ab mat under your back, or a towel, roll up a shirt, whatever. We're just gonna come all the way up, touch the shoes, come back down. You can use your arms. Those are a bit too easy for you. For 3, it's probably gonna be a bit too easy. You can switch to a jackknife. So in a jackknife, we start off in that hollow body position. The knees come in towards the chest. The V-sit is very similar, except now we're keeping our legs locked out, and we're trying to bring our arms overhead and then bring the hands in towards the toes. If you don't touch the toes, that's okay. You're just gonna try to get as close as you can, and you're gonna try to keep everything nice and straight.